You're looking at the president and the vice president of the fan club for Scott Larson. Hold on to your pencils with all your questions. You're about to watch the hashtag truth with Scott Larson. Don't miss a minute.
All right, everybody, it's Monday night. It's 7 p.m. You know what that means. We are live here on hashtag truth. And tonight we have the one, the only Mr. XANDER Keys. How you doing, sir?
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. I'm doing well. You can do a better intro than that. You can do a better intro than that for me, man. You know, it should have been like, on the show tonight, I have the one, the only, the Muslim Messiah, the Ring Wars Carolina heavyweight champion, XANDER Keys. See, we'll teach you, Scott. We'll teach you.
We'll get it straightened out before the end of the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, Facebook has gotten everything situated with StreamYard, so we are live now on Facebook and on YouTube. I want to thank everybody who's already here and showing up. We've got a few people. Robert Brown, Lafayette, Indiana, in the building. What's happening, you guys? And Joseph said I should be standing for this interview.
Joseph understands the respect I deserve.
I got you. Okay, so we're going to get right into the show. If you guys got questions, you know what to do. Let's get right into it. All right, there you go. Tell us about you. First question of the night. We always ask every wrestler. It's the most simple one of all. How long have you been in the business?
I've been wrestling for 3 years now.
3 years. So who got you into it? How did XANDER Keys become part of this world that we call independent professional wrestling?
You know, everybody who watches wrestling, everybody who wants to step foot in the business, everybody wants to do it. There's people who want to do it, and then there's people who actually do it. And I actually did it. And, obviously, like everybody who's watching this, I've been a wrestling fan my entire life. Funny story about why or how I got into wrestling was it was actually a Father's Day present for me.
Okay, I've had almost 500 interviews, and I've never heard that answer. Please tell us.
How was that
a Father's Day?
I've always said I wanted to wrestle.
Okay.
And so I'm a father. I've always put my kids first. A lot of people don't know that about me, but I just said, hey, I've always wanted to wrestle. So my significant other said, hey, I'll give you the money to go to wrestling school. Probably thought, I'd go to wrestling school and be like, it ain't for me. And here we are 3 years later, and I'm still doing it. And I'm sure she regrets it to this very day.
I was about to say, you made that sound like she regretted doing it.
I'm sure she does each and every day.
Now, you mentioned your kids, and I'm not going to get too personal, but do your kids look up and love that dad's in the ring wrestling?
My son, definitely, he's on the upward trajectory of probably following me into the ring here very soon. He's at a good age now to where he's probably a few years away from stepping in the ring himself. And
nice. So he's got to be around the teenage years.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
And my daughters, they just know dad has a lot of muscles, and that's all they care.
I love that. It'll come around. They might not want the girls might not want to wrestle. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
Definitely.
My daughter, I have a 16-year-old daughter that I take to wrestling shows, and I got to be careful because she sits next to me and we cheer together and all that. Every once in a while, she'll slip. Ooh, that wrestler looks hot. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sitting next to dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, I can understand how that goes, man. We got a lot of people showing up today. I love it. A lot of questions. Robert Brown said, so who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
Man, I'll break it down into two for you, Robert. My favorite wrestler growing up was Kane with the mask on. That was my favorite wrestler.
The original Kane.
Yes, the original Kane was my favorite wrestler growing up. The first wrestler I ever saw that caught my attention and made me fall in love with wrestling, though, was none other than Scott Hall when he was Razor Ramon.
Oh, man. Now you're talking okay.
And that's what made me, absolutely. That's what made me fall in love with wrestling, was just seeing a big guy, very charismatic, got the audience involved. And he
wasn't too manly to wear pink.
Right. Absolutely. I'm not that manly apparently, Scott, because I'm not rocking the pink. But Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, just seeing him in the ring as a kid, just a big guy, so much charisma, made me fall in love with professional wrestling. And then
I love that. See, a lot of people, I always get the answers, Sting, Hulk Hogan. It's good to have one of the guys that was up there, but not one of the top tier guys.
Absolutely.
They were the workers. They were the workers. I call them the workers, the guys that work to make them other guys look really good.
Absolutely. And could do a great match.
Robert wants to know, do you have a dream opponent? Let's do indies, and then we'll do the WWE and all that later.
Okay.
But
definitely. Man, there's so many guys right now that honestly on the independent wrestling scene who are doing so much. Guys that I've been on shows with that I've just never been able to share the ring with. And one guy in particular, you've actually had him on your show before, Alex Bryant.
Okay.
Alex Bryant. Another one is Fodder. Fodder he's one of my dream opponents on the indies. He's a guy that, outside of wrestling, he's gives me a lot of advice.
I've seen video of him. Very good wrestler. I'd love to have him on the show, man. We'll have to get a hookup between us two and get him on the show, man. Without a doubt. Joseph said your significant other made many sacrifices for you, including donating the tablecloth. Oh man. No. The balaclava is a ritual, Joseph. You know that. Yeah, he does.
And Joseph knows what happens to my opponents who disrespect it.
Joseph is one of the ones that's begged me for like 6 months to call you out onto the show. So he knows everything about you, man, without a doubt. There's nothing he doesn't know. Robert Brown wants to know where you're from.
I'm from Dubai. But went to school here in America. So
okay. So how long was you born here, or did you come over? Are you a citizen or?
I am.
Okay, good deal. Glad to hear that.
Yep.
How does it feel following the incredible Fodder and AJ Kazana as RWC Corey champion MMA?
Well, I think he means the Ring Wars Carolina Heavyweight Championship, and those were the champions before me. So,
okay.
Like I said, Fodder, AJ Kazana, big boots to fill, but it just adds to that prestige and that legacy. I mean, these guys are, have worked in NWA, have worked, many great promotions, and are doing big things. So to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys is absolutely refreshing.
Did you win that heavyweight championship against one of these two guys?
No, sir. I believe the champion before me, he had to relinquish the title. And then we did a 6-man Iron Man match in which I became the champion in January, and I've had the championship since then.
Okay, I got you. So you still earned it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Without a doubt. Missy Childers always shows up on hashtag Truth. Love you, Missy. Glad to see you're here. Robert Brown said, have you wrestled anyone that went on to WWE and AEW?
I believe some of the opponents I have wrestled have been on some tryouts with those guys. I know one of my opponents down in Florida not too long ago, Apollo Misery, he actually wrestles on NWA now as Alex Misery. And I believe Vampiro is his manager. Great guy, taught me a lot in the ring and put up one hell of a fight.
Okay. Luke Childers said, yo, speaking of Luke Childers, we're going to go ahead and right off the bat, we're going to hit our first commercial real quick. It's only going to be about 35 seconds, but this is all about Luke and his great podcast. Go over and check out The Bottom Line.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Childers presents The Bottom Line, a Facebook wrestling podcast with you, the fans, in mind, with all the latest interviews and information on today's independent professional wrestling in the Carolinas and all the surrounding areas. If you want to see what's going down in independent wrestling, just go to Facebook and find The Bottom Line. That's The Bottom Line with Luke Childers.
There you go. Without a doubt, go check out The Bottom Line with Luke Childers. You will have a great time on that page. He's on Facebook. I guarantee you'll love it. All right, where did we leave off? Let's get back to the comments. Robert Brown is going like this for some reason. I don't know why. Something you said, but Missy wants to know, where is RWC out of? Where is it located?
It's located in Southeast North Carolina.
Okay.
And we run like I said, the whole Southeast North Carolina. And it's a great promotion. Some great superstars have been here, performed on the shows. Guys like Colby.
Now, Missy, I know you know this. I had the owner / promoter on the show a couple months back. It was probably about 8 months back, but he was on my show, and we're not gonna say his name because he's gonna come up in a segment later on. So we're gonna leave that one alone. But he has been on the show, and a few wrestlers from Ring Wars Carolina have been on hashtag Truth. So XANDER always wins without ever. Now that I know is a lie. That I know is a lie. I know when Joseph says it and he's that confident about it, that's got to be a lie.
First of all, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
If the referee don't see it, it ain't cheating either, right?
Yeah, it's only illegal if you get caught. I'm just smarter than my opponents. That's all.
That's right. So I'm going to get a little bit outside your character for a minute because I know you're in character. But how did you come up with? I mean, was it just a feel-good thing that, this is just me, or did somebody come up to you and say, did you start off with another gimmick and somebody come up to you and say, hey, maybe you should try this? How did you come up with XANDER Keys?
Yeah, actually, I was originally, when I started wrestling training, I had a tag team partner. Okay. And his name was Justin Storm, great friend of mine outside of wrestling as well. Wrestles in RWC, healing up from actually a broken ankle he suffered in a match recently. So shout out to Justin. I spent 7 hours in the ER with him.
Ow.
After that, I brought him to the hospital and everything. He's a great friend. But originally we were going to be a tag team called Team XS. I don't even know. He came up with the name.
Right.
And, he came up with my name, and I just came up with Keys, and I just kept going with like keys. What can I do with that? I was like, keys to success. I came up with a gimmick of a narcissistic life coach who gives really terrible advice. And I actually brought that character out to EC3, Austin Aries, Braun Strowman when they did a seminar. And they loved the character. They loved the gimmick. I went back to training, and my head trainer, Nightstick Eddie Brown, said, man, I love the gimmick, but you got the beard, you got the olive skin. He's like, I would love to see you from the Middle East, man, and just go with it.
That's another guy I had. I think it was last year I had him on hashtag. That was he's so into training everybody and doing that. He actually did his interview in his car right outside the train. He wouldn't even leave the training building. He did his interview in the car, left my interview, and went right back into training. I mean, that's what you call it.
He is the reason that Xander Keys is, like I said, and then it's honestly just a combination of other wrestlers giving me some advice, doing matches with him and saying, hey, you should, wear the balaclava. Hey, you should bring out the flag. Hey, another wrestler, Audrey Allen, designed my wrestling gear.
Okay. Yeah. Have you ever looked back at someone like the old WWE guys who did like the Russian gimmicks? You got, the people who did other, the heels that did the other countries. Did you ever look at those and kind of get pointers? I'm not going to say you copied them, but take some pointers from those guys.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
There you go.
And honestly, one of the wrestlers that I was just talking to another wrestler about that I drew a lot of inspiration from is I watch a lot of old school wrestling, and it was Colonel De Beers. And he did a South African gimmick.
Yep.
And very controversial gimmick, but the guy's character work was phenomenal. And I believe he actually recently passed away. So
right, he was one of them guys like the Iron Sheik and things like that knew how to get heat just that quick,
easily.
I mean, the Iron Sheik would come out and just wave his flag a few times, and already the USA chants would start. And how does that make you feel when you're in the ring doing your thing and there's got to be some USA chants out there?
All the time. Honestly, it fuels me. It allows me to let them know, like, I've lived here 30 years. Like, I got my education here.
Right.
I'm doing no different than everybody else. I'm just proud of my heritage.
Right.
And
I'm proud of that. You know what? I will say I'm huge into politics. People who know me know I'm huge into politics. And, we got this big thing with the border, and I'm not going to harp on this, but we got the big thing with the border and people being upset. But when people come into our country and do it the way you just said, you came in, you learned our customs, and you're proud of your own, and I'm glad for that. But you learned our customs, you know our rules, you come in and you love America. That's what I'm talking about. And you become a citizen. That's what I enjoy. That's what America's all about. So would you consider yourself living the American dream?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's my dream to be doing what I'm doing and having a great time. And,
the dream's not over. Your probably dream is to go to WWE or AEW, but I'm just saying, you're wrestling, you're having fun doing it.
Absolutely. And that's the epitome of the American dream. So absolutely, Scott, I'm living it and I'm loving it.
Missy Childers says, I know a mean wrestler who says if you want to win, you got to cheat. Well, guess what? That wrestler came right to hashtag and said, if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. Chris Thunder Anderson.
Hey, Chris, I appreciate that.
Robert said, he knows it. Robert said, what kind of music do you like?
Oh, man, everything. Honestly, I joke with people all the time that my gym playlist can go from Toby Keith to Tupac. What is that one song when you really want to pump it out? You really want to get motivated. What's that one song you hit in that iPod? Man. It's a song by Pop Evil called "Waken the Lions," and it just gets me hype and gets me ready to kill a gym session.
And Robert Brown's backup question to this is always, do you like Tupac?
Oh, absolutely. He's not my favorite rapper of all time, though. Robert, I like Biggie more than Tupac, but both are on my playlist.
Much respect, though.
Like I said, I can go from Toby Keith. So
there you go. Missy Childers wants to know, what is your entrance music?
My entrance music is actually an ode to my heritage. So it's a Middle Eastern instrumental.
So it's actually instrumental of music from your country.
Yes,
I can spit it out.
Yes, absolutely.
That is great. I love that. Have you ever had real heat coming out of a wrestling show or something? Some just total 100% American, hate your guts, want to stab you, shoot you with a gun type thing?
Yeah, I actually did a show outside. I think it was probably a year and a half or 2 years ago. I did a
Okay.
show. And when I got out of the ring, Nightstick Eddie Brown actually came up to me and said, "Stay in the ring until I can get security," and told me I was not allowed to walk around because I was getting such heat. And
You
then
had oh wow, you
I
had
did
go
a show.
home heat.
I did a
Wow.
show recently with, I believe, another guy you've had on your show, codename Flex, Matthew Ennis.
Yes, yes.
And he defended the United States Championship at a promotion. I attacked him after. I buried him under a flag of the UAE. And when I stepped out of the ring,
that definitely got you heat.
when I stepped out of the ring, I could not get to the back fast enough. There was no barrier between me and the fans, and I was for certain that
somebody was going to tag you, man. Somebody was going to tackle you.
I'm fortunate. I know I'm sitting down. I'm fortunate to be a bigger guy, so not a lot of people will try me, but there's always that one fan who might. So when I got to
there's
the back,
always that country bunking that you know, farm grown strength, you know, that might want to tackle you, bro.
Hey man, I got to the back and I wiped the sweat off my brow and I just wiped.
I bet the guys in the back love that when you come through and you look literally scared to death, like, oh my gosh, is people gonna kill me? I bet they laugh it up.
Oh, they do, and they're like, man, brother, you're you know, we wish you the best of luck.
Oh, man. Well, my dad's got a question, and I'm going to give it to you right on the other side of this first commercial because I love this company. There's a ton of companies I love, but this is one of my favorites. So we're going to do this commercial for XXW, and then we'll be right back, and I'll give you my dad's question.
On Friday, May 3rd, it's time once again for Lenny Boy Brewing Company in Charlotte to become a battlefield. Extreme World Wrestling is going to make Lenny Boy the rowdiest spot on South Tron, and that calls for a one-man band to lead the party. XWW is proud to welcome former WWE superstar Heath Slater. Doors are open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7. Admission is free. You don't want to miss all the action that takes place at Battlefield. Extreme World Wrestling. Innovation required. Violence expected.
There you go. The reason I'm not going to play that whole thing is because I don't want a copyright strike. Great music, but I don't want a copyright strike. But if you guys missed any of that information, just go back and hit the replay and hit pause, and you can get great XXW show. It's a free show. You don't want to miss it, May 4th. So here we go. Back to the questions. My dad had one. Let me find it. That's where I left off. All right, here we go. My dad wants to know, who's been your toughest match so far?
Oh, man. You know, my toughest match, not in a sense of opponent-wise, just maybe the most I learned in a match.
Okay.
What was definitely Apollo Misery.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is the man just, when I left that match, I learned so much from how to work a crowd to ways to do things with my character. And then, you know, the critiques I got after the match from some of the best people in the business who I respect, a guy everybody should be familiar with, Barnabas Spector, gave me some of the best critiques and broke down that match for me minute by minute. And just all the critiques I got, I learned so much from that match. And therefore, it was the toughest in regards to just learning.
Oh man, see, I love that. Again, every show I'm like a broken record, but I love even guys who have been in the indies for 10, 15, 12 years, something like that, giving back to the guys who are growing in the business, man, going in the back and, even if they don't ask for advice, going over and saying, hey kid, let me show you something, man. Maybe this will help you out and teach you. I'll tell you one thing. We just heard from one, Chris Thunder Anderson. He does that a lot. And much respect for those wrestlers that do that. I love to hear that.
Absolutely.
Missy said, love the USA chant.
Oh, man, they throw me off my game.
Joseph said, Xander speaks better English than Scott Larson. Yes, he does, but that's because he doesn't take as much medicine as I do.
I take pride in trying to be sophisticated and just, backing it all up.
Robert Brown he said, you made my day. He loves Biggie too.
Hey, thank you, Robert. Hopefully I can make you a fan of me.
There you go. Oh, KC Luchador is in the house. He said, hello, hashtag truth family. Missy said, thank you. So many people don't know how to match the music to their gimmick. Tag teams coming out to I Stand Alone.
Oh. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
That would make me laugh so hard I'd fall over. I'm just
to follow up on what Missy said, I think that's so important in wrestling, honestly.
Right?
This is matching everything. The gear, the music, the attitude. When you have that gimmick as a young wrestler, and it's so true. I heard it when I started training. They were like, if you have a gimmick, it makes everything else easier in the ring. And that's so true. And like I said, when people hear my music, they know I'm coming out. It gets me pumped, and everything will match. And like, I know we'll get into my match later, and you'll see.
And they also know, because I'm assuming that most places you're heel. That once you come out, they know as soon as they see another flag other than the U.S. flag, you're covered in, I don't know what it's called, but you'll tell me.
Yes, sir.
There you go. That, they automatically, boo, you're not USA, boo. Yeah. They automatically know. So right. It's a plus to a fan, because you're already letting the fan know, which side we should be on automatically, unless you're one of them people who just love rooting for the bad guys, and there's some out there that do
absolutely. That. Absolutely. I think people are pleasantly surprised sometimes, and it makes my job a little harder. But it feels good to know that I don't know if they're cheering for my gimmick or if they just appreciate what I'm doing in the ring for them. But either way,
I'm pretty sure they appreciate what you're doing in the ring, because I'm going to tell you right now, and today, and again, I'm not going to harp into politics, but right now in these days and these times, man, it takes, you're a brave person to be anybody but an American in America and saying anything or doing anything. I mean, people who go to a wrestling show know you're doing a gimmick. They know, even if you're from that country, you're still doing a gimmick. So, there might be those few people that, and we love them, the fans who think it's real, because that's what you want. Absolutely. But if they're so real that they're chasing you out there in your car with chasing you back with a knife or a gun or whatever, pulling out the shotgun out of their, four-wheel drive because, you're doing a wrestling gimmick, we need to pray for those people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Chris Thunder Anderson said, I know that feeling. Nothing like getting your life threatened, right?
Oh, just means we're doing our job, Chris. That's all.
That's it. Joseph said, you should beat Codename Flex down more. Do it over until they riot. Oh, my goodness.
I actually have an upcoming match with him. May 25th, I'm wrestling Flex, Matthew Ennis, for the United States Championship of FWE. So I'm hoping to, put some gold on this shoulder too. May 25th.
Okay, there you go. We'll be getting to that where you're coming. Toward the end of the show, we'll get to where you can put all your social media out there and where you're going to be going. So we'll get to every bit of that. Joseph said, how do you lead the locker room differ from Fodder or AJ Kazana?
Like I said, those are big shoes to fill, but I'm genuinely me. When it comes to training, I'm there at training. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get the newer guys better. And I'm willing to, step out of my comfort zone to make sure that everybody knows that Xander Keys is one of the first ones in that door when it opens and one of the last ones to leave. I'm a champion. I'm still going in. I'm setting up the ring. I'm tearing down the ring. I'm shaking hands and kissing babies. And I feel like, honestly, I have a respect from my peers, whether you love me or you hate me. I guarantee I'll have your respect for the hard work.
See, I love hearing that, because there's so many people out there who, once they get a championship, it's all about them. And I'm not pointing any fingers to any one person, but there are some wrestlers out there that once they get that championship, it's all about me. You guys have to respect me. You guys have to follow me. And it's not, hey, I'm going to be a locker room leader. And trust me, I've done so many rants about people like that in my life. It's not even funny. Missy said, I'm standing up clapping for you. Would love to see you somewhere soon. Well, it's funny you mentioned that, because he is going to be somewhere soon. As a matter of fact, he's right in the middle of a poster, Missy. While we're sitting here talking, I'll go ahead and show the poster. Let me find it here because I've got like 20 great shows coming up on May 4th. You just happen to be one of them. Who's that man right there in the middle of that poster?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There it is, Saturday, May 4th at Priscilla King Arena in Lumberton, North Carolina. Golden Opportunity. The May the 4th be with you edition, Ring Wars Carolina. There you go.
Yep. Golden Opportunity is an amazing show. It's a 30-man battle royal style with the winner receiving a Golden Opportunity chain, which essentially they can have for 1 year and cash in on any opponent of their choosing at any moment. So my head will definitely be on a swivel after this Saturday, making sure nobody's trying to, sneak in on me after a battle or something and cashing that in to win my championship.
Now, there's one question that doesn't get asked a lot on podcasts, and I haven't asked it in a while, but you were mentioning, you look up to your peers and everything. How do you feel about wiping your feet before you go into the ring?
It's a sign of respect. I saw a video a while back when I first started wrestling, and I believe it was William Regal talked about why you wipe your feet. It's a cleansiness. It's just, showing respect to the ring. And so absolutely every single time I wipe my feet, and I'll ask my opponents to do the same thing.
There you go. I love that. I love that. Joseph said, I appreciate what you do in the ring. You know how to work in the ring, work the crowd, interact with the crowd, and invest in each match.
Thank you, Joseph. Like I said, I'm still learning, but to know that I can invest somebody in a match, that's what we do it for.
Scotty Stoner, welcome to #Truth. He must not have been here earlier, but I'm glad you're here now. He said, what authenticity are you?
I'm Middle Eastern and Irish.
That's a crazy mix, man.
Absolutely.
It's cool, though. I like it. Missy said you would make George South proud.
Missy, funny you said that. I actually hung out with George South yesterday.
Did you?
Yes. I was at a show with George South
Let me give you a tip about George South. If you really want to get George South in a good mood, find a Journey CD and play it.
Oh,
the man loves Journey. Just no other 80s music or rock and roll.
I'm going to chew it up on my phone next time I see him.
Put Journey, watch his expression.
Oh, definitely.
I found that out from another wrestler who took a long road trip with him.
Might have to put on Faithfully.
There you go. There you go. Joseph said he has to wipe his feet after walking behind the camels.
Well, I'm a leader, Joseph. I walk in front of them.
Now, what is the worst? And if it's really bad, don't say it because we are PG. But what is one of the worst things you've heard heckled from a crowd that's anti, whatever you're doing?
No, I don't think it's a heckling thing, but something that made me laugh was after I won the heavyweight championship, I was walking to the back through the crowd, and a fan actually threw a stuffed camel at me. And I still and I actually, no lie, I still have that camel, and it travels in my gear bag with me everywhere I go.
If you think about it, that was a well thought out. That person had to go, okay, you're this. I need to go to the store and buy this, bring it to the wrestling match, and then throw it at the most opportune time. That was a well thought out thing from a fan.
And like I said, it's in my wrestling bag, and I bring it with me everywhere I go now.
That is great.
So that was something that was great.
And it's good that you can laugh about it because some people might get mad about that.
Like you said, it's about that investment we were talking about, Scott.
Right.
I invested a fan so much that they went out, bought a camel, stuffed animal, and actually threw it at me like you said, at the opportune time to where it would fall at my feet and I could pick it up. And I still have it to this day. So,
that is special. XANDER, you should be at WrestleCade, Missy said. I was
at WrestleCade last year.
Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
I was, and it was funny. I was a little offended. They put me right across from Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh no. Yeah. I love you, brother, but you're not gonna outpopulate Sergeant Slaughter, man.
No. So we had a good laugh.
Especially he's over there waving the American flag. I got it. Yeah. It took me a second. I had to think about that, but it was like, yeah, at first I was like, yeah, he's a WWE Hall of Famer. Oh, wait a minute. He's the USA guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They should have put you right next to each other. That would have been unique.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Then you guys could have did some banter back and forth while the fans were there. That would have been really cool.
There's always next year.
I love it. All right, we've got to the point of the show. Our next little segment. This is what we like to call the video question of the day. And I think you know the person who's going to give you this question. It's just one question. So here you go. Listen up. Let me find it first. It's pretty bad when I lose my mark. There it is. Question of the day. Here we go.
Scott. Hello, Xander Keys. Hope you guys are doing well. I had a question for you, Xander Keys. What is your favorite guy to work on the Indies? And what is your favorite promotion to work at?
Now, before you answer that second question, if you don't know who that was an owner, a promoter for See No Evil Wrestling, Mr. Ben Wolf. That was a loaded question, Ben. You're asking a wrestler on a podcast, now I know you're expecting him to say See No Evil Wrestling, but I'm going to answer that part for him. Any wrestling organization that's going to pay me what I deserve.
Absolutely.
But his first question was really good. Who is your biggest opponent in indie professional wrestling?
My favorite opponent to wrestle on the Indies is G Money. And I've wrestled G Money for multiple promotions, and we've probably wrestled in the ring. Oh my gosh. I mean, a handful of times, and every time I feel like it just gets better and better, and we're learning each other. And now we're going back and forth, and we know each other's moves. So it's always fun to think of intricate ways to reverse or to get into certain moves. And he's very interactive with the crowd. I'm also very active with the crowd. So it makes our matches.
See, I love a good wrestling match like that. A lot of people like high flying, daredevilish moves. Me, if you can chain wrestle, reverse after reverse after reverse, I love matches like that, because that shows me that, you know how to wrestle. You have been trained by somebody, and you've listened, and you're in there, punch, counter punch, move, counter move. That's the kind of wrestling match I enjoy. Dean Malenko is one of my favorite wrestlers growing up.
1,000 holds.
Yeah, I loved that man. He was so underrated.
Absolutely.
It was. Oh, look at here. Ron Emerson Jr. of the Wrestling Wire, ladies and gentlemen. You guys want to go check them out over on Ron Emerson Jr.'s page and on YouTube under the Wrestling Wire. Go check them out. Very good podcast. He said he was sitting at the same row as us last year. He's a good dude. They did a live show last year at WrestleCade.
Yes. I believe I was on it. I believe.
Okay.
So, yes.
Oh, there you go. See? Yep. Podcasters they know good talent when they see it, get it on their show. You know what I'm saying? Right. Missy said she totally missed you. And she also said, Ron Emerson, why did you not tell me? She's getting mad at Ron. Blame Ron for not seeing you. Yeah, there you go. Will you be at WrestleCade this year?
I believe I will be doing something at WrestleCade. So
you can't say no now, because people already know that you've been there, right?
Yes, absolutely. Time to go back. Somebody
needs to book Xander versus Fodder. I agree with that 100%, without a doubt. I've only seen Fodder wrestle in video. I've never seen him in person, but that would be a good matchup. Maybe for that championship you're holding. Just saying.
Why's it got to be for the championship, Scott? Hey,
got to make it worth something.
Hey, Fodder versus me is worth the price of admission. We don't need to put up my championship. He's a former champion.
Oh,
we don't need to put it up. It's worth the price of admission already.
That's the way to weasel out of putting up your championship. I like that. Okay.
You say weasel, I say be smart.
Okay. I got you. Work smarter, not harder, right?
That's right, Scott. That's right.
There you go. All right. We're going to do one more commercial. Then when we get back, we're going to watch Mr. Xander Keys wrestle. So hang tight. And NAWA is going to have the same guy that XXW is having. This guy's getting around the indies, even though he was a great WWE star. And you got to check out this show on May the 4th.
Get ready, Morgan in North Carolina, as NAWA Championship Wrestling returns to the Burke County Fairgrounds on Saturday, May the 4th, as we present Oh, baby, featuring former WWE superstar Heath Slater. Heath will be there taking part in the meet and greet and will also be in the ring live and in action. Don't you dare miss this huge, exciting night of family-friendly professional wrestling that only NAWA Championship Wrestling offers. Come see all your favorite stars of NAWA live, up close and in person. There'll be 6 huge matches featuring a 6-man tag with Heath teaming up with NAWA Tag Team Champions, the Wranglers, taking on a trio of the Allens. In a non-title match, Big Donnie will be taking on AJ Frost. Big Nasty takes on the young legend, Luke Fury. Justin Kindred takes on the Ugly Duckling, Rob Killjoy. The NAWA television title will be on the line as Zay Vega defends against Thomas Extreme. And also the enchanting one, Tommy Okami, will be in action. Make plans now to join us at the Burke County Fairgrounds on Saturday, May the 4th for Oh Baby. Doors open at 6 p.m. Bell time 7 p.m. Front row tickets are $15. General admission for adults is $10. Kids 6 to 12. General admission is $5. Don't you dare miss NAWA Championship Wrestling Live.
There you go. What a great show, man. This guy, Heath Slater's getting around. I think there's like 3 or 4 promotions. He's going boom, boom, boom right here in our area, and that's awesome. I love me some Heath Slater. Yeah, he's got kids. We got to help pay for him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, here we go. Joseph has a good question. What would be the penalty for Scott wearing that hat in Dubai? Oh, no.
Oh, man. You know, there would be no penalty. I'd bring him to the local shop and I'd get him the nicest balaclava. I think we could do some cool colors, Scott.
Okay. Well, I mean, anything can fit over my head. My head ain't that big, but if you go for the body, man, you're gonna have to. And I know it's a joke, but Omar the tent maker is gonna have to build, something for me because I'm a big guy, man. Just saying.
I know Omar.
Do you? Well, see, there you go. You got the hookup for me, then, man. As long as it's not a moo-moo. I don't do moo-moos. Missy said, would you allow Luke to interview you at WrestleCade this year?
Man, Missy, I would allow anybody to interview me. I love wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan before I am a wrestler. I love to talk history of wrestling, anything. So anytime anybody wants to talk to me about wrestling, I'm an open book.
There you go. All right, let's get straight into this. I'm going to play the intro so I can get everything set up. We're going to watch Mr. Xander Keys wrestle. All right, here we go. We got it set up. Tell us who you're wrestling in this match and about how far back it is.
This match happened, I believe, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's why it's hard cam only. It's Waco Wrestler. And the match came about because I had a championship match against his brother. And I attacked his brother. His brother is out with injury now. And so he said,
now, weren't they the tag team champions at this point?
Yes, sir. They're still the tag team champions.
Okay.
Yep. And I injured his brother in a one-on-one match. He stepped up to wrestle me in place of his brother.
All right, here we go. Let's start it off. There's not going to be any sound, so if you want to ask questions or make comments, we will show them during the match. But you came out. I didn't show the entrances because this is like 15 minutes long. But you came out.
Never turn your back to me. Never turn your back to me. That was his first mistake.
Right.
That was his first mistake. Turned his back on the champ. What an idiot.
Oh,
Yep, a couple. Yeah,
faster than you thought he was.
Yeah, and Waco's a big guy. Let me just say, I'm 6'3", about 235 right now, and Waco's about as tall as me, a little slimmer, but he's a tall guy.
Oh, yeah, he's playing the crowd up too. But he missed.
Smarter than that, and yep, that one didn't feel good. That one didn't feel good. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
And the guy wrestles in cowboy boots, so props to him.
Right?
And he hit me right there about as hard as Monday hits most people.
But you're on the outside with his tag partner. Will his tag partner get involved here? They're slapping hands.
Yeah,
looks like they're gonna play it the good way.
Yep, and good clothesline here. And let me just say, it was in that moment that I felt that.
Joseph said you have some of the best facial expressions. Now, who was the person who taught you about facial expressions when you were being trained? Who was the person that said what you show on your face, the fans can see?
Actually, my trainer, Eddie Brown, Nightstick Eddie Brown, taught me, facials are so important in wrestling. And then fun fact, when I was in high school, I took part in some acting lessons. I thought I had him here. I tried to throw him into the post, talk my stuff, hey, and he was behind me and he made me eat the post. So
now you just said something that surprised me. You said you took acting lessons.
Yep.
Did that help you out, like for doing promos and for like cutting promos in the ring?
Yeah, I did. I did acting and I did theater in school. I was the lead in some plays. And honestly, I feel like it helped me, crowd fright is a real thing, Okay. Right. And so it helped me get over my fear of, talking in front of people, performing in front of people. But I'm not going to lie. Every time I go through that curtain, I still get butterflies. And I learned from somebody. I've watched so many interviews because I watch The Interviewer. I do my studying too. And that's one of the questions they ask many like AEW, WWE superstars. How did it feel? How does it feel when you still come through the ropes? And a lot of them say, if you don't have butterflies, even after 30 years of wrestling, quit the game because absolutely. And like I said, every single time I'm butterflies, some of the guys in the back are like, man, you look like you're going to throw up. And I said, man, I love it so much. And I genuinely just want to put on a great show that, I'm just all about it.
Joseph, that's not funny, bro. He said, I think I saw XANDER in Aladdin.
Oh, man.
Could he have been the guy right at the beginning of the movie?
Oh,
the one that sells you things?
Right. So right here, just working with the crowd, getting them involved a little bit, doing
there
a
you
little.
Go.
I'm not.
You got him down. I didn't see how. I was too busy thinking about Aladdin.
I pulled his hair, but hey, man, I guess I was a little jealous of his hair. Hey, eat the buckle.
Oh, doing it again. Ooh, referee's not even stopping you. What's up with that ref?
I know. Hey, I'm with it, man. Hey, let the crowd see.
Now he's counting. Okay.
Let the crowd see his face, man. And let me just say, like I said, Waco's a cowboy. So you want to know what? You know what cowboys do, right, Scott?
They ride.
They ride. So you know what?
You're going to take him for a ride.
Hey, man, he put him. Come on, man.
I thought you was going to put the hat on.
Oh, no, he deserves the hat. He's the cowboy. So he wanted to go for a ride. I brought him on a ride.
I don't think he's going to last 8 seconds, though.
Boom.
There he goes.
Boom. Come on now. I'm 6'3", 235, but I got a little athleticism in me.
There you go.
Your fans will see a little bit more coming up. So
what's your favorite move to perform in the ring? What is your go-to move that you would do? Some would call it your setup move.
Man, I actually do a combo. I actually don't hit it in this match at all, but I have a 3-move combo that I do where I hit a flying knee, hit a jawbreaker that I actually borrowed from the franchise Shane Douglas.
Nice.
And then I hit a spin out full Nelson face buster.
Oh.
And that's just like a little 3-move combo I hit. And I think we'll see a move I do coming up soon. But one of my old finishers, it was called the Dubai Bye.
The Dubai Bye.
The Dubai
Okay.
Bye. And I'll give.
Oh, there he goes. He got involved now. He's okay.
Yeah, he wanted to get involved. I had to let him know, hey, get out of my way.
Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count.
Yeah, I try to be very methodical in the ring, but I'm gonna kick your butt a little bit. So,
big kick to the head. Okay,
put him down. And a fun story. I know we don't have sound here, but his mom was looking at me right here, so I just wanted him to look at his mom a little bit.
Now that is all. I love that. I've seen that in many wrestling matches when you know the family and you do something like some kind of hold and you point out, yeah, mom, look at your kid now. That's talk about heat. You build heat really quick.
There's nothing more than making a grown man feel, making his mom feel for him. And like I said, I'm very methodical in the ring. I have a game plan going into every match. And, I like to use the ropes a little bit, as you can see here. That's 235 pounds on that man's back and throat. And I talked about the athleticism earlier. So you're going to see this is one of my favorite things to do right here. It didn't work out in my favor, but I usually like to jump outside the ring and give him a nice little smack all the way to the floor. Unfortunately, he blocked it and gave me a slap.
Okay.
But usually it's me doing that slapping.
Joseph says, looks like you did way too many face busters on the Rustler in the past.
That's right. Yep. He's boom.
He's holding his own, though. I mean, he's blocking some shots, too. This is a good fight.
Well, guess what? Come on. He went to the well too many times. Boom. Swinging neck breaker. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go home. 1, 2, no. All right.
Missy said, wives will throw things at you. Now I've seen some mamas do some things too now.
Oh yeah, she didn't like me very much this show. And I know we can't tell, but like I said, I'm a pretty big guy. Waco's a pretty big guy.
You're still over there hollering in her direction.
Oh yeah, man. She wouldn't shut up.
You're almost making me want to turn the sound on.
Oh man. Hey, eat that buckle. And guess what? We gonna go right back to mama, let you eat another buckle right in front of your mama. Boom.
Oh man.
And honestly, I know we don't have the sound on, but I think at this point, I looked at his mom and said, well, I'm having fun now. So I didn't want to end the match. So you know what? Take this hard buckle. Boom.
Oh, right in the back. Man.
You know what we do after that, Scott? We pray a little bit.
There you go. There you go. And you get the booze raining down on you, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A couple of USA chants in there, a little bit of booing. They're going right back to the mama, the girlfriend, just letting them know, hey, I'm having fun in here now.
I think that cameraman out there's having some fun too.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting you from every angle.
Oh, yeah. I think when I covered my ears there, it was because they were chanting the USA. So you know what? Get him in the corner. Let's go. Boom.
Oh.
Drive that shoulder right into him. Like I said, 6'3", 235. Can't feel good. Boom.
Oh, then drop him right on his back. Ouch.
Hey, he told me to get him out the corner. I did what he said, man. I listen.
Right,
Scott.
right. You did what you followed the instructions of the referee.
There we go. Just do a little bit of posing here. Let him know it's over right here. Hey, he's in a great position.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, I think he had a nice little boot mark on his face after this match.
Oh, but he kicked out.
It's all good. He kicked out and put himself in position for.
I'll say one thing: you're giving him the business, but he's a tough little cookie.
Yeah, this match actually won me the RWC Heavyweight Championship. I have a submission hold. It's a modified camel clutch. Boom.
There you go.
Yep. I know this match is a little long, but I'm actually.
You good, man.
Pretty proud of this match. Waco gave me a hell of a time.
Iron Sheik would have been proud of this, man.
Hey, it's clinched in. You see me sitting back on him. But like I said, Waco's a big guy, man.
I told you he's a tough cookie. Oof. Wow. He got out. Oh,
Yeah.
right on your tailbone there. That didn't feel good.
No, it did not. And like I said, Waco's a big guy, man. Waco's about 6'3". He's about the same height as me. Oh man, I really stumbled there. He jaw jacked me right there. But nope.
Oh, tried to get you with the foot. Ooh. He's fast. He's got a little speed to him too.
Boom. All right. He hit me with that. I've wrestled him before, so he's throwing the big boot. Guess what? I've seen it before. Come on, buddy. Oh,
ducked under. Oh, but the lariat to the back of the head, you didn't get. You didn't miss that.
I didn't foresee that.
Nice. Oh, leg drop. Oh,
right on the back of the head. Didn't feel good, Scott. Did not feel good.
Oh,
and I mean he's a tough guy, man. Like I said,
I bet Mama's yelling some good things at you now.
Oh yeah, him and his brother. But guess what? He's referencing that boot, and I hear it a mile away. So boom, eat that buckle. Eat the buckle. Oh
yeah.
And you know what?
Love it.
An ode to my favorite wrestler, Kane, right here. You ready?
Oh, there it is, the tombstone.
But he's a good guy, and guess what? He reversed it.
He reversed it. Is he going to get it, though? Is he going to get it? Oh. He did. Oh, right on your head for the 1, 2. Only 2. You got your
ring awareness. Ring awareness. Xander Keys is smart. But I will give him credit for that move. You know how difficult that is to reverse a tombstone pile driver?
It is.
And do it in cowboy boots. The man earned my respect that day. Now, Joseph, I don't know about you, but I see a pretty good crowd right there. But he said the two of you are wrestling in front of a large audience, but both are not wrestling in front of a large audience, but you are putting the work in. I see a pretty good crowd there. I mean, well, you know what? And that's just going to show Joseph and Scott, I'll give my all. It doesn't matter if I'm wrestling in front of 50 people or 500 people.
And that's the way all wrestlers should be.
Yep. And that's
missed
it, saw it coming. And I mean, like I said, if you book Xander Keys on a show, this is what you're going to get. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to give my all, and I'm going to entertain those people. And this is my do bye-bye finisher right here. Boom.
Oh,
on his face. And I will give credit to Waco right here. 1, 2. He is the first person to ever kick out of my finisher.
Wow.
In 3 years. That's how tough and how much I respect that man. He kicked out. His brother wants to get involved right here. Slapped.
Oh,
slap. Out of my way.
What are you doing now? What do you got?
Bringing my championship.
Bringing the championship in.
Kicked out of my finisher, Scott. What do I got to do? I mean, I can't pull a gun out at this point. So, I mean.
The referee ain't going to let you do it, though. Neither is his brother. Look. Yep. Uh-oh.
He was telling me, he said,
never turn your back. You said it. Never turn your back.
So, you know what? Take your brother.
Oh, no.
Boom. Ref didn't see a thing. I see nothing wrong there. And here is a new finisher I do. It's called the Haram. And an ode to my favorite. I told you earlier I loved Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. Thank you, Scott Hall.
There you go. Nice.
So,
very good match. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Without a doubt. Let me put the background back where it belongs. There we go. Yep. What a great match. Now, I hate to do this to you, but we're already 58 minutes in, so I don't want to go too long, but I'm going to go straight from this right into the next thing. Let me set it up real quick. We do a thing called name drop. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the video and set that up. Let's do it. All right, here we go. I am going to show you 5 people in independent professional wrestling. You should know all 5 of them. If you don't, that's my fault. But I'm pretty sure you do. And you tell me what you think of each one of them. Let's go with the first name.
Zachariah Cutter.
Zachariah Cutter.
I haven't had the pleasure of sharing the ring with him, but a good young kid. He's wrestled on a couple of the promotions and the shows I've done. Lots of talent there. Lots of talent and young and hungry. Much respect to Zach.
All right. Name number 2.
J5.
J5. Yeah.
Hey, an international superstar wrestling over in Germany right now. Actually, when he comes stateside, I've had the pleasure of hanging out with him, having a meal with him. And I'm really proud of what he's doing. We bounce a lot of our matches off each other, and a guy that I know I can go to for.
Now, I saw a match where you two were in the same match on YouTube. That's where I got the name. So you have been in the ring with him.
Yes, I have. And much respect. I know he's doing his thing in Germany with Alex Wright.
Nice.
Yep.
Very cool. Name number 3.
Oh,
the Caribbean Tiger.
Man, I wrestled Tiger for 30 minutes recently. And when I tell you, the man has cardio and taught me so much in the ring. In those 30 minutes, I felt like I developed years just because of what that man and the psychology he brings to the ring. He said when we got to the back after 25 minutes of wrestling, I felt like I could have wrestled for another 25. He taught me psychology and working the crowd, and I have so much respect for that man.
Nice. Now, I did an interview with him about 2 years ago. I'd love to have him back on the show too. Very, very good wrestling mind.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. All right, name number 4. We're getting to the good ones now, folks. Gemstone.
Hey, I will say a fun fact about Gem. He is the first person who ever beat me.
The first person to ever beat you
was Gemstone. And I've told him I cannot wait for the opportunity to get back in the ring with Gem. That was my first. That was what motivated me to get in the gym and to keep training. Was I lost to Gem, and I believe I didn't lose again for like another year after him.
Wow. Okay. I love stories like that. That's what hashtag truth's all about. Is just that right there. I love that. You lose. He's your very first loss. You go back in the gym, you work hard, and you haven't lost for a whole nother year, and you want to get him back in the ring. Absolutely. Now, wouldn't it be funny if he was your next loss?
No. I owe him payback, and he knows it.
All right. We mentioned this guy before at the beginning of the show, but we didn't say his name. But here it is. You know who it is. It's the man, the myth, Mr. Dex Carter from Ring Wars, Carolina.
We definitely don't see eye to eye. He likes to stack the odds against me. He's not a Xander Keys fan. And I don't know why, because I represent his company. So he's stacked the odds against me a few times. Not my favorite person in the world. And terrible taste in blazers, by the way. I think last time I called him a blazer-wearing buffoon. He got a little upset at me, but he'll be all right.
Oh, I love that. There you go. Name drop. You did that great. I love it. I love it. Let me get back to the other. There we go. So Dex Carter was also on my show a while back. I've had quite a few people from Ring Wars Carolina on hashtag truth. How did it feel when they came to you and said, "Hey, we want to make you the champion"? How did that?
Yeah, so I was the junior heavyweight champion, and and just everybody was like, "Well, you're not a junior heavyweight. There is no weight limit to junior heavyweight in RWC. In RWC, it's just it's essentially the Intercontinental title from way back in the day. You know, it was you're next up. You keep progressing. You're going to be in that heavyweight champion.
The working man's title.
Absolutely. And I held it for almost a year. And then I qualified for a Battle Zone, which was a 6-man Ironman match with actually some of the people that you mentioned. I think Gemstone was in that match. Tiger was in that match. And I didn't know I was winning the championship, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we went into overtime after a 30-minute draw. And I won the title. I put my modified camel clutch on, and he tapped out. And it's funny because you can hear audibly after he tapped out, I yell, "What? And that was a real genuine reaction, was winning the title. And so when I won the title, I said, "What?" And I think I might have broke some people in that match when I said it, because they were like, "Only you would make us crack in the ring after a match."
I love that. I love that when companies do that. I know it's kind of breaking the fourth wall, but
Right.
I love that when companies surprise somebody and, you know, they're supposed to, the opponent's supposed to kick out after a certain move and then they don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you win the match. That's pretty cool. It's funny to see I bet the expression on your face, I can imagine it, right? When you're going, what?
Yeah, I thought we messed up the finish, and I was honestly, when that happened, I was like, I do not want to walk to the back right now.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I think your mystery guy might be scared of Mr. Keys. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
The mystery guy hasn't made an appearance this week.
Yeah.
He might. I don't know. We still got a few minutes of show left. This has been one of the best podcasts you have done. Thank you, Joseph. I really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody coming on. Joseph, Missy, Ron Emerson Jr. came on. Scott Stoner came on for a little bit. Chris Thunder Anderson was on here. Robert Brown asked a bunch of great questions. Luke Childers came on for a while. We've had a lot of great people on the show tonight asking questions, and it's been a pleasure having you on. I want to have you back at some point in the future. This has been an amazing interview. People are loving it. People are still showing up and showing out in the numbers up on the top of the screen. So they like Xander Keys. So tell everybody right here, this is the part of the show where you tell everybody where we can find you on social media. And I will show the poster, one of the posters. You mentioned another place, but I've got one of your posters. Where are you going to be at next? So start with social media and then where you're going to be.
All right. So yeah, on social media, on Facebook, it's Xander, XANDER Keys, KEYS. And then on Instagram, I'm Xander Keys, do bye-bye.
Xander Keys, do bye-bye. That's a great, I love that as a finishing move name. You'll never, it's got a ring to it.
And honestly, just a shameless plug real quick, that name actually came from a wrestler we just mentioned, Gemstone.
Okay.
I actually hit the move on accident in training. I just kind of flew the guy off to the side. He took a face bump instead of a back bump. And then when I went to training the next day, we had a video of it, and my head trainer, Eddie Brown, was like, "Hey, could you sit out with that and have a little more control with it?" And I did it. And then Jem was on the ring apron, and he said, "You just made that guy go do bye-bye." And ever since then, I end all my promos with do bye-bye, and that's the name of one of my finishers. So Gemstone,
nice. I love that.
move.
I love that. Well, stick around for a minute. I'm going to do my last segment of the show. It's show me some posters. We're going to show the posters, and I'm going to save your poster for last, and then we're going to show the Ring Wars Carolina May 4th show. So here we go. We're going to hit that beautiful intro, and then we're going to get into some posters. All right, ladies and gentlemen, these are in no particular order. I've got them just lined up. We got like 15 shows here. May 4th is going to be a huge weekend for wrestling. So if you are near any of these wrestling shows, go support your local independent wrestling show. But if you're near Ring Wars Carolina, definitely head out and support Xander Keys, the Ring Wars Carolina heavyweight champion, and that show. So let's go ahead and go through the posters. May 4th, you've already seen the commercial. Oh, baby, it's going to be at the Burke County Fairgrounds, NAWA in Morganton, North Carolina. You don't want to miss that. Doors open 6, bell times at 7. May's Mayhem, Wasp Wrestling, Saturday, May 4th at the Forge Creek Community Center in Mountain City, Tennessee. Doors open 6, bell time 7. Sam Houston, WWE NWA star, is going to be out there. You don't want to miss that show. May 4th at the Gilkey Community Center, 217 Gilkey School Road, Rutherford, North Carolina. Heritage Wrestling Alliance, Big Country, and all his badness, I guess you could say. We'll be out there at HWA. You don't want to miss that. Doors open 6:30, bell time 7:30. 3 Count Pro Wrestling 20, Saturday, May 18th at the Calvary First Baptist Church, 11 Tampa Street in Greenville, South Carolina. Doors open 6, bell time 7. June 1st, Norton Lewis Memorial, AWL, CPW, NCW, all put this show together. Norton Lewis was a big guy who came on my show many times. I miss him. And guys, go support the Norton Lewis Memorial. It's going to be a great show. One of the matches is going to be Santana Jackson versus Chase Emery. May 4th, Heroes to Legends Wrestling, Stuff the Bus at the Jackson County Rescue Squad in Sylvia, North Carolina. Don't miss that show. Also, Pro South Wrestling is coming back Saturday, May 4th. It returns to Union, South Carolina at the UC Recreation Department. You don't want to miss that. More information as we get it. Also, there's going to be a great show in Honia First Baptist Church Wednesday, May 22nd. John Schuyler, George South, Lodi are all going to be there. It's a free event. Donations for the church will be accepted. You can't beat free, folks. That's going to be a great match. Also, APW, the Asylum, right here in Boiling Springs, May 3rd, this coming weekend. James Drake, the blue-collar badass, is going to be wrestling at the Asylum. Don't miss it. And last, but certainly not least, the show we just got through talking about, and we're going to talk for a few minutes with XANDER about this before he leaves. Saturday, May 4th, live pro wrestling at the Priscilla King Arena, 612 2nd Street, Lumberton, North Carolina. Golden opportunity. The May the 4th be with you edition of Ring Wars Carolina. I said California. Listen to me, man.
You're ready to take a vacation, Scott.
I know, man. UCG Money, who he talked about earlier on the left. You see XANDER Keys, the heavyweight champion in the middle. You see LeBron Cazone. You see Tiger up there. You see the Rustlers. And you also see RJ Weaver, among many more. It's an AIWF Federation show. You don't want to miss it. So are you looking forward to who you're going to face on May the 4th?
You know, it's just a great match to watch as a wrestling fan. Just to know 30 men are going to enter a battle royal style match. And I mean, I've seen the list of guys who are going to be in. We have guys coming from Tennessee, South Carolina, Virginia. I mean, we have some great guys, and you just never know who's going to show up. I think last year when I was in Golden Opportunity, I think one of the posters you put up there was for Wasp, and a former Wasp light heavyweight champion, Blade Gibson.
I love Blade Gibson.
Yeah, I put him down last year, but I mean, the kid is a heck of a talent.
I had him on my show. I've interviewed Blade. Yes. Very good kid.
Great talent, but
yes,
he learned what happened when you step up to Xander last year.
If you don't know who we're talking about, go on Wasp. Look up Wasp on Facebook, and he's got a promo out you're gonna love. I just watched it just before the show here. You're gonna love this kid.
Yeah, great talent. And just like I said, 30 men for an opportunity for a championship match of their choosing at any time within a year. I mean, it's worth the price of admission to see what RWC has. Like I said, a lot of great names have come through there, and just overall support independent wrestling. All of those shows,
right?
To you, I mean, it doesn't have to be Ring Wars Carolina, but if you get a chance to come watch our product, it's great. But Scott, you plugged a lot of great promotions.
Trust me, if you go to an independent wrestling show, if you've never been and you go to an independent wrestling show, you will see that it's worth the 10, 15, 20 bucks to go to the independent show, and you're right there on top of them. You can get, a front row seat at most places or a second row, and you're right there seeing them. Where you go to a WWE show, you might be way up in the bleachers. They look like little ants down there wrestling. At an independent, they're just as good. Now, I know I'm going to get backlash for that, but a lot of them are just as good, and you get to be right up close, and that's one of the things. And they give you something to invest in.
That's right.
Just like Xander does here, man.
Hey, just support independent wrestling. Just give it a shot. You know, you might hit one show and then you'll fall in love with it and want to keep going.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm going to end the show this way. Xander Keys. You may not like him. You may not like where he's from because he's not from the U.S., but he'll give you one hell of a match. And he is the Carolina Ring Wars champion without a doubt. And that is the hashtag truth. We'll see you Wednesday night.